We will be conducting a couple of polls. So we'd also request your active participation in that. Before we begin, let me introduce our speakers to you. Joining us today, the speakers are Pranit Vatve. He's a product innovator and the youngest mind at Excel 3D. He's on board with us since November 2019. Pranit holds a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering and has won numerous accolades in a short span of his career. Some of them are representing India among 81 other countries at the Formula Student UK 2019 and getting certified as a national level Formula racing driver under FMSCI. Moving over to Utkarsh, the CTO and co-founder of Excel 3D, Utkarsha is a chartered engineer and is currently working with the Space Research Center at University of Leicester to empower SMEs develop products for space missions. Utkarsha specializes in DFAM and end-to-end implementation of advanced manufacturing processes. He has a rich experience in this field and has a number of papers in his name on metal additive manufacturing. He is committed towards spreading awareness and implementation of advanced manufacturing processes in the UK and Europe segment. I hope you know your speakers well now. So without further ado, I'll hand over the charge to Pranit. I'm sorry, Utkarsha. Utkarsha will be taking the webinar now.
Thank you, Isha. Um, can I please have a screen slides, please? So I think we had a first webinar topic last month, and it was about automotive component and structural ribbing, and in terms of creating automated workflow to optimize wall thickness of a component. But today we are talking about different functionality of Entopology. It's more functional and aesthetic design, as well as some practical designs which are not possible by any other system. So before we jump into the main topic, it's important to know for some new audience might be there today. So I will take you through what Entopology is, what's the opportunity there, what's the problem and solution. So next slide, please. So we all know as engineers, the next one. So we all know as engineers, we started working with lathe machines and other technological topics for a long time now, since 1960. We have seen a lot of legacy engineering software where we have problems regarding regenerating models. Sometimes we are working as a team on assembly level design, and we see problems here on the screen. We can see there's a open surface there as a patch which we can't connect together, and the whole model will fail if this part is fitting into some assembly with neighboring parts. And this is very usual problem or pain of life of designers when they don't see a feature recognition or not doing the things as expected. So next slide, please. So understanding this kind of problem, there is a fundamental problem behind the technology of the CAD platform when it comes to doing complex operations. So let's look at what Entopology has to offer as a solution. So in terms of, it's a computational modeling platform. So it is not based on the typical BREP spline modeling technique. It is completely mathematical, and it is very reliable, and it is designed based on the mathematical programming behind it. So you have parts basically in terms of modeling from a concept or modeling from existing design to final manufacturing thing can be covered in this, very similar to the CAD platform we have, but it has another level of complex modeling technique based on the field driven approach. So what is a field? So the component what you see on the screen, we are doing a topology optimization of a component, but you have to jump around different software packages at the moment. But in topology, you can do a static analysis of a part, optimize the shape, look and do the validation as a simulation, then slice the part and send it to 3D printer. So again, using additive manufacturing, 3D printing, you can achieve this level of automation using topology. So next slide, please. So what is different? Why this technology is different? So I made a small reference there regarding B-spline technology. And so what you see on the left hand side is the legacy boundary representation. So what is the base spline? Is a boundary spline representation. So we have edges and points to represent a shape. And that was very simple that time, maybe to make one. And but we're still using that technology till today, and we struggle when it comes to do an advanced modeling operation. So on right hand side, sorry, previous one, on the right hand side, you see a similar shape or similar boundary represented with an equation, and you have a better control going in and out. So I'm sure a lot of you might have played with software and did offsets and fillets and a lot of radius problems when it comes to complex curves and conformal boundaries. So in topology, there is no problem regarding the edges and points. There's no edge, there's no point. Is the shape or the boundary is represented by an equation. So we can control that very well. So on the next slide, you will see now how it looks like in terms of making it more complex. Next one, please. So in this one, we have two circles and we're trying to Boolean them. It's very complicated when it comes to left hand side, where a lot of mathematical things happen as well. But then when it comes to removing the intersection between two circles, it's get confused sometimes, and that area show the problem, and the model doesn't regenerate or doesn't solve the problem. But on right hand side, you can see, because we are controlling two equations or two particular objects with a defined boundary, it's much easier to control the interface between them. There is no problem with giving fillet or doing offset and creating next level modeling. So it is very simple, and that's why it says that we are designing without boundaries. There is no, literally there is no limitation on any shape you want to model and do functional design on it. Next, please. So on the screen, you can see something, this colorful picture is the field. So it's showing the boundaries of each and every feature on your part. Doesn't matter how complex and it is, you can do unbreakable kind of operations. For example, you can put a fillet of 100 millimeter instead of 1 millimeter, it will still function. And the part might not look like a part, it might look like a blob, but the function won't fail. So there's some examples Praneeth will show in his demonstration today, how fast this technology is. It happens in milliseconds and not minutes. So in terms of structural optimization, we saw it last time that we can optimize structural parts with their static analysis results. So if there is no load, why should we have more material there? If there's a load, then we have to obviously emphasize on material optimization, and that's it. So that particular focus we have seen it last time, but I'm just re-emphasizing here that this kind of operation is not possible in any CAD platform at this stage. So next one, please. So today we will look at texturing and latticing functionality, so I'll show you some examples to start with, and then Praneeth will take you through the today's parts he has prepared for you all. So as an overview, you can do a structural optimization, which we saw it last time. Today we'll look at architecting materials, and part of that we'll see surface texturing and latticing. In coming series, we will have more examples on DFAM, part consolidation, heat exchanger, rapid design exploration, and also other composite stuff and more industrial design. So we have a lot to do and a lot to share with you guys. So I'll just skim through coming slides now to show you what is possible. So Sam, the next one, please. So you can see here, it's a digital form. Previous one, sorry, it's too fast. So you can see some of the examples here. You can tailor material properties and texturing. You can create a polymer metal forms. You can control each and every parameter on it. You can randomize it. You can have it uniform. And you can see this is a seat cover for a car. So seat headrest, in the car, and you can control everything inside. And there are limitless opportunities regarding creating foams with this technology. Next one, please. You know this part if you're not automotive engineer, automotive industry. It's a grill design for car bonnet in the front. You can do limitless operations there as well, and Praneeth will show that in detail, so I won't spoil the thunder. But this example there, next one, please. So it's a medical example. So a medical component is supposed to be working to regrow the bones by creating roughness. So you can create that artificial roughness on the part, in design itself. So when you print it by additive manufacturing, it helps to muscles to grow on it and grab onto it. So that's one of the examples. Next one, please. Again, a very good example of helmet. So safety, you can create safety liners in helmets for American rugby or dangerous sports where you have to protect your head injury and neck injury. So we can develop this kind of lattice structure foams inside the helmets. Again, we'll talk about it more later in coming webinars. So the next one, the bicycle seat. We can customize the bicycle seat based on the pressure point. So you are doing static analysis of your seat where the pressures will be or loads will be, and then optimizing the foam to create that comfortable cushion effect on the bicycle. And that's like a next generation design. It won't be possible to manufacture by traditional means, so it has to be 3D printed. And finally, you might have seen stories about Adidas shoes using carbon technology, or you can see outer sole designs. We can do so many functionality with texturing there. So maybe we can jump into the demo now, and Praneeth will take you through the components he's prepared, and some of the examples here. We can skim through them slides as a piece that you will see these things when he's going to show you on things on speaker, the gear knob, the dashboard, and other things. Some things we added as a value in pandemic. Anthropology was at the front runner of design of swabs, and they created multiple different swabs for taking samples because normal cotton swabs can't collect the enough sample, but this kind of swabs were collecting at least 5 mm sample of COVID stuff to do that. So again, we'll not go through each and every slide to go through it. I will let Praneeth take over and show how this is done in actual software. So thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy Praneeth's talk. And we'll again reconvene for the questions in the end.
Thank you, Utkarsh. Can we have a polling question, please? Yeah, that's your first question.
Everyone gets the pop-up, right? So just answer that. Yeah, I think we can stop it, right?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for participating in the poll. We'll now have Pranath describe the texturing part on the software. Pranath?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Professor. I'll just share my screen. I hope it's visible now. Yeah.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Now, before going towards the, first of all, good afternoon to everyone, and hope you are doing good in this pandemic. So before going towards the whole workflow, which we have already shown you, the final product. So we'll show you the GUI so you can understand how Anthropologie works. So this is how the home screen of the Anthropologie looks. It has inbuilt examples files which will help you in, for the new beginners. There's a top news section where we get updated with new update versions or new applications which our clients have already made, and a help center which will support you whenever you need, and upcoming webinars similar to this which you can always acquire from upcoming events. So moving forward towards the GUI, a new file over. So that's how the GUI looks. So as you can see, this is a horizontal ribbon. This ribbon consists of many tabs, like tabs which contains blocks, which or we can say features in normal modeling, CAD modeling. So this blocks you are used as a to operate our workflow over here. So as you can see, there is a new notebook session. So this is a session of as we have feature tree in various CAD model CAD software. So in N topology, we use a workflow program, which is very flexible and very standard and very customizable and very functional too. So in further workflows, you will also get to know how automated it is too. So moving forward, like the create tab consists of like normal modeling objects. As you can see, there are various 3D models available here. So I will show you how easy it's here to create a normal model. I'll just hold on a box and you can see. If you compare this with any CAD software, then you have to draw a sketch on the 2D, then extrude and mark the dimensions everywhere. Similarly, as you can see, it happens in the milliseconds and topology. And if you want to see how much time it takes, so here is a tab there which shows what time each block took. So as you can see, it just took 3 milliseconds to create me a block, and to alter it, like as I said, that is the topology is so automation. So it doesn't need to go to the 2D sketch and then again change the dimensions and change the whole 3D model. It's simple. You have a block, you have some input values, you just change over here, and in fraction of second you can change the whole 3D model itself. So as Utkarsh sir already said that it works on implicit modeling. So as you can see, there are no edges of faces. So it like the B-reps, which makes it and gives a designer freedom to convert his imagination into the 3D prototype which he wants. So similarly, moving forward, there are many models already available. Similarly, there are some features like a Boolean and Union features which you can use. So similar to like that, I have a cube and I use a normal shell. So as many of you must have used shell in your previous CAD software. So you can see I just drag the block of cube into my shell and just give the thickness which I want, like the shell thickness or the wall thickness, you can say. So I just need a wall thickness of 1 mm. So as you can see, it has done it in a fraction of a second and it will follow totally. So that's how simple and how fast the process is, which reduces the making time. So when we were and how automated it can be, you just need to drag and drop. So all workflow works on drag and drop, and various functions, like there are functions blocks available here too, but you can search the blocks from here too if once you get known to all the features and the block system in the N topology. Similarly, moving forward, we have many kinds of lattice, tailored lattice available over here. Similarly, graph based on lattice preparation based on surface lattice, graph, volume lattice. Moving forward. So we have like utilities. Utilities has this is one of the important things, like N topology can import each and every part, like mostly all CAD parts, and it can export it into whichever format you need, like the CAE format, like the STL meshes or solid part or step format, whichever you need. So it makes it easier to bring any geometry over here and take it to another level. So it bridges the gap between a CAD software and your imagination. Similarly, we can have a conversion format, like as I before said, like converting a mesh into a CAD body or converting a CAD body into mesh. Similarly, there are some manufacturing blocks also which will help you directly slice your part. So you don't need to again take your part and into STLs and slice. And so there are many tailored blocks available for slicing for some machines like Renoshaw, US, RCAM. And there's a beta version where we have updated new blocks, so you can create your own block itself. Similarly, there's a maths which I missed out. So this is a math column where you can have, as Utkarsh sir said, that the Entopology works on implicit modeling. It basically works on the equation. So based on this equation, you can create your own block itself and also have computational analysis. Similarly, so it makes it easier to have a one go to a one software itself. Similarly, the topic which we are going to cover is the architected material. So of like the texturing. So Entopology has a whole set of tailored library for texturing. So that's the topic which we are going to focus today. Similarly, there's design analysis, and which have we have a full set of design analysis where we can have light weighing, where we can have the shell options with variable shelling and many other options, and similarly topology optimization. So was about about how we can that was about the GeoApp and topology. Hope it was interesting. So moving forward, I think so there's a poll which we can take. So, yeah, so I think so mostly one wish to do 3D texturing surfaces which are not mostly possible on any CAD software. So definitely we'll get to know today how we can do it. So, before moving forward, just I would like to show you an example how implicit body is. Like you will get to know how it works. So I'll just take a block. So this is a block. I have a 10 mm block. That's a cube. And as you can see, it's a implicit body. So it doesn't have this edges or faces. It's just a whole body and it's totally solid. So once we have that, I will just drag a sphere here. So as you can see, there's a sphere here. So I don't need to just reframe the sketch or anything. I just drag wherever I want. If I have a set of variables, a set of coordinate points, I can easily put the coordinates point over here and drag it, place it wherever I want. So I have placed it here. And as you can see that both bodies are totally different. So there is no connection between them. So I will show you how easy and faster it is to generate or convert it into a single body and at what level of freedom, level of designing it can go. So once I have that, that's my, I will just put the parts which I want to Boolean union. Add them. So as you can see, both parts are now Boolean union and totally Boolean union. You can say totally they are single part. So once I have them, so like I put the normal 2 mm radius. So I don't think so this is mostly possible in any other software itself. We can go to the limits we can never have. So it can, and you can export it in the format you need, can import it in the format you want. So it can go to a beyond your limit to your imagination. So it helps and also makes it faster. As you can see, the Boolean union just took 29 milliseconds. Similarly, if I want to shell this abstract geometry, so I'll just drag the whole set. You can see how simple it was for me to just shell and Boolean union. So that's how Entopology works, and which gives us the freedom for the designer to have its imagination or create his imagination over here. So just now getting on to the main topic of our check. So today we're gonna see how we can apply this type of structures on this type of a structure on a whole model itself and on the CAD surfaces you want, and also learn about lattices creating grills of car grills. So this is an example of a gear knob. So mostly it's difficult to create texturing 3D textures on a conformal surface or a spherical surface itself. So I'll just start it from the scratch itself, and I will show you how fast I can just create a model here itself. So starting from this, so definitely I have mostly our clients import a part, so it's easy sometimes to have import if we have a part already made in CAD. So I have already made a CAD part. So that's my, so before going towards, I will show you which parts it supports: NX, Creo, Solid parts, whichever software you name it. It supports the files, so it makes it easier. So that's the part I have. So if you notice, you can see some lines and edges. So this is a CAD part. So this denotes it's a CAD part, and Entopology not does Entopology's native command is of working on implicit. You can work on the CAD surfaces also. I will show in this before. But whenever you come and operate, we need to convert it into an implicit body. So it makes it easier for the Entopology to work and give us the freedom to operate it in. So that's the outer shell. I will import the inner shell, inner body too. Have the part of the inner body. That, as you can see, that's my inner part. Once I have that, I will just select it. I can convert single faces into CAD parts, or I can use the surfaces too if you need. Just to, I will show it in the further demonstration. So how you can have it on a face also, not on the whole body itself if you want. So that's how I convert the CAD model into an implement body, and now it's easier for us and the Entopology to work on. So once it's done, so that's all. So I will go to the specially architected materials over here, and I will choose whichever I need to. So currently I need to have that texture, leather type texture on it. So I will go on to the cellular noise deboss. So as you can see, it's a whole new block, and it has, and one more thing of the Entopology workflow is that it helps to recognize the workflow, and it makes us easier to share it between our colleagues or the workflow. And the Entopology has separate colors. The workflows, every block has separate color, which helps us to recognize which is a CAD model, with what part is what block is an implicit model, and what is a type of a lattice or type of a mesh. So as you can see, the yellow part is of CAD and the green is of implicit body. So once I have this body, I just drag down it here, and then project the visibility. So as you can see, that's how it is done. So I will just put the input values I need to have. It differs on what part you have. So depending on the frequency, with such minimal conditions, you can have a totally different part. So as you can see, with this fraction of seconds, it's totally done. And I have my part in 1600 milliseconds already done, and just this is done, and I can just export in whichever format I want. Like if I want to have directly 3D printed, so I can just 3D print by using STL format or sliced over here. If I need a CAD pack in a CAD for rendering, as you have seen the rendered image, I can export it into the CAD software itself. So the one more thing is that you don't need to have separate, like this is the one design. So I can have many designs on a single part. I don't need to have separate workflows for each design of mine. So that was my cellular noise deboss. Similarly, I will have something called Voronoi emboss. You can see Voronoi emboss. I just drag the body again. Is that the body I need? You can name the bodies as you need to your convenience. So you just change some name, sometimes inputs that one, what type. It depends on, you can just alter according to what you need and according to your imaginations and how you want it. So once it's done, so there is an inbuilt rendering process to where we can, if you have a low configuration lab machines, you can depend on low resolution. It does not affect your model itself, but it helps it to build up faster itself. Till the work it's this block is working, I can just hang on and take another block itself, like my simple noise deboss. Just I have my implicit body. That's the implicit body, that is one. Target what type of frequency I need, like 500. Then the depth factor, you can see. So I have already prepared workflow, so rather than taking much time, I can show you here itself. So that's the Voronoi emboss, sorry. So as you can see, it has prepared in every corner, so it doesn't need like the edges also. It's so seamless and continuous. That's not at all achievable in any other software, I think so. Similarly, this kind of a structure like the simply noise depot that we have done previously. So that type of roughness or that type of texture is impossible to gain. So it makes it seamless to not, rather than just having, as you can see, it's properly seamed around the whole surface itself. Similarly, as I said that we can have it on a CAD list also. So similarly, I have my CAD. It's done already done over here too. So you can see it's done here. So if I need to do it for a CAD model, like I just need some faces. So what I will do is like I'll just select what faces I need. Like I need this faces, this and this. So that's all. I will create a face variable list. Once that's created, that's all I need. That will create it as I have already tailored workflow. So you can show. So that's how the surface area is. That's the surface I need. So once I have that surface area, I put it into a surface lattice command, that's the block. And totally I have my whole lattice structure. So it's the lattice structure. It can depend, like you can change the mesh type into your chord type or a triangular type as you need. Or there are many other meshes. You can have your own mesh too. That's for now. I'm going with the triangle. You can adjust your target length and many others. So there's a lot of freedom for you. Once that's done, so I'll just need to be a solid body. So I will just make it solid. So you can use as you need, like this self, or you can just combine it with your whole gear knob itself. And once that's done, so you can see it's as properly bonding only the surfaces which I need and not altering what other surfaces itself, and properly seamlessly. So once that's done, I will just Boolean union whichever structure I want. And once that's done, I will just export this mesh or export this CAD model in whichever format I need and can move forward towards it. Or moving, if after that I need some changes in it, so I don't need to come create a whole workflow for it. I just come here if for a format, like if I need to change the Voronoi cell count or the thickness. So I just make the variable thickness a variable. So whenever any other colleague of mine just wants, if I say him just change the thickness, so he don't want to go to the whole sketch and like in other software and change the sketch and based on that other things changes. But here it's just like I come here and I change the thickness and it's totally done, and the mesh format you need, it's automatically saved in that format. So that's how simple it is. So that was how we can create on on a conformal surface or a whole conformal body itself. I'll show you an example of a whole new, like we can have different shape, different structures, different features. So similarly, I have created a whole workflow for it. So that's a huge body. So I have various like different structure on various levels. Similarly, uh, I had done for the gear knob. So as you can see, that was my imported body. Similarly, so that's a CAD model, as you can see. So once I have that CAD model, I just select the faces which I need. So that's the faces I need. So this is the faces. These are the faces which are having other surfaces. Similarly, you can also opt like having 2D, like not only your texture, you can create your own logo texture, which I will be showing forward. And you can create your own texture itself, like rather than using the tailored materials itself, you can use your own texture, like unit cells, create it over here and bring it over in and topology and multiply it on your surface unit. So that's the surface which I selected. Once that done, I thicken them a bit, and you can see I have my cellular emboss done on this. So this is a kind of a, this is only done on a surface as compared to the before workflow. It was done on the whole model, but here we have done it on the surface itself. Similarly, I have a different kind on my other, so I can have everything in single workflow itself. So that's how easy process it is. And now moving forward, like this was a kind of a doing it on a surface, 3D texturing on a surface. We'll move on to creating grills, like how we can create grills. That one we had showed in the poster. So using lattices. So similarly, this is and how customizable it will be. So similarly, I have imported a bonnet of a car. So I need to have a grill. So that's my grill face. So once I have got my imported part, I convert it into an frame body. So you can name it as you want. So once I have that, you can bring your surface, you can bring your mesh, anything. Once that done, I have my frame body, and that's the grill. So it's a plain grill, and I need to apply some texture and but it should be customizable based on our logo. So today we have a logo like the Excel3 logo itself here. So based on that, so that's how we define the design region. So you can keep it in steps. So I have kept it in steps to understand. So it would be easy for you to understand. So the one step is to convert all into the format which we are comfortable in, that implicit format. Once that done, we have a robust block. That's the ramp function in topology, which indeed helps us to have a different type of the inputs vary according to our need. We can use any type of inputs, like we can defer it from single, can defer it how we need. So once that's done, I have a wave source. That's my logo. So that's the logo which we'll be having. So once that done, so I have my circular perforation. So it's a whole new workflow. So it would be based, like as you can see, it totally defines your logo. Like I can put a circular logo, the whole workflow the whole grill will change into a circular type. If my logo is type of square, you can see there's a gradual increase in the whole size. It depends on the logo. It's like the whole grill section is it's situated with the main source is the logo. So based on our logo, we can have a customizable workflow. It's a customizable grill itself. So similarly, I have many designs, like one of them is a square perforations. So as you can see, that's random perforations. The holes are getting wavy. And one more thing, like you can see, if you notice, and if it's working, so you can see there's a 3D waving also. This wavy functions are already given what kind of wavelength I need or what type of amplitude we need. So based on that, you can alter it anyhow. Similarly, I have this kind of this is the Voronoi design. This is one of the kind which it's not possible to create in any other software. So that's then, as you can see, how 3D texture and how seamlessly it has been with the boundaries of the grill itself and how it's looking robust with the logo itself. Similarly, there's one more. So as you can see, they are like circular types, like that the pattern having denser than lighter than denser. Again, based on your need, you can convert it in any type. And once that's done, you can have your whichever part. Similarly, I have adjusted some like the ducts. I have adjusted a diamond type lattice. You can have anything, and once that's done, so you have a whole new Boolean union. So this is a single part. So once that's done, you can just export it into the format you need, and that's done. So this was a kind of a latticing using the texturing features, having 3D grills. Similarly, I will just show one more example of grill. So that's a speaker, car speaker, which we have. So mostly that's the part I imported, and that's type of grill. So it's a solid. So I wanted to do it over here. So I kept it solid as I want. So once that's done, with a single command, like I just put the perforated bodies block, and I have a perforation as I need. If you try to create perforations in any other software on a solid part, you have to create a whole new sketch, then pattern it and properly pattern, so there are no any themes or there's no brokerage. So it automatically moves towards the body according to your body give. And similarly, as you can see, the gray part, these are the variables. So whenever I need to have a change in my session or change in my workflow, so I don't need to go to open the block and waste my time over there. It's just simple change the whole size or change the dimensions or the lattice thickness. That's how simple it can be. Similarly, I have one more like so that's how that's type of infill volume that is like I have various lattice that like there's a huge list of it. So you can have any of one of them, or if you, as I said before, if you need to have a custom type of a lattice or a custom unit cell, you can just bring your custom unit cell. There's a block to use a custom, you can multiply all over. So that level of customization you can achieve here. So that's type of a Boolean union. So similarly, I can show you a type of a Voronoi structure too. So you can see at the click of a button, my dimension changes, and it's so fast to show you. As you can see, so that's done, and how seamlessly the body gets designed. And once I have that, you can see totally done. And as you can see, the whole body is now one, and you can see the edges are proper, so no kind of errors. And you have your whole workflow set it. Similarly, there are many types. So like there's a like can't count on that type of designs are available in topology itself, or you can create as I said. So that's also one kind of a infill volume lattice. So that's how simple. And in single workflow, you can have a whole sets of designs, iterations itself. So that's how, and bringing all together, like we can have all together your parts, and you can make a whole new workflow itself. So that was all about 3D texturing. So we'll just move on towards the question and answer sessions, I think so.
Can we have the poll questions? Thank you for sending in your queries to the chat. We do not have too many queries today, do we?
So I'll just answer the question. There's this question: can we import an STL file and then apply texture on this software? Yeah, you can. Obviously, you can import any type of STL or OBJ file, and you can just like the workflow which I have. Like there's a part like I imported a part over here. I can just randomly remove this part and add my STL file and a whole new workflow will be formatted. So you don't need to have separate workflow for your STL, separate workflow for your CAD for software. Just come over here and convert your mesh or CAD model into an implicate body, and the whole workflow will set up itself with your needs. So that was okay. And so there's a poll here.
We have a poll question. What kind of design packages have you already tried for 3D texturing for dashboard and grill designs? That's it. Okay, we can end this polling now.
Yeah, I think so. Manually engineered process.
Yeah, most people have go through with the manual engineered process.
So it's not available like the software once you have done with the parts, and there's no freedom for you to just create it on your software or according to your imaginations. So thanks for the poll. Moving forward, as yeah, similarly you can import any and export any type of a function. Can we perform dynamic? Yeah, you can perform dynamic analysis on the software, as I said. So we will be soon having a session for that too. How to import a unit cell for texturing. Yeah, it's a one more step ahead. So if you need, you can create a texture in any solid part. Like if you are more comfortable with any, you can create a block or a unit cell, but you need to think it how it would look after multiplying. So based on that, you can just import that unit cell in any format like STL step or any CAD format, solid format. And then when you have it, we have a block over here which is custom block. And once that's done, like, and you can have it over here. And according to your based on your surface, like you can use the surface on which you need to have that random that unit texturing. So based on that, you can have it definitely.
No more questions
So that's
from the audience?
There's one more question, Praneeth.
yeah.
How to import a unit cell for texturing?
Yeah, I've got it, how to import it. Like it's simple. We have a block for it itself. So I'll just show you if you have a workflow. Just give me a minute. Just show you.
Do you need to share your screen, Pranit?
Yeah, man.
Okay, can we stop the current screen?
Hope my screen visible to you all. So as you said, how you can import so that's simple. Like I have a structure like this. So that's not available in Enterprise, this kind of a structure. So that's one type of unit cell. I made it in like in any CAD software and just imported here over here. Once I have that, then I converted it into an implicit body. Once that's done, giving a thickness I desire. And this is the block, like a custom unit cell block, which creates it as a block. So based on your props, we can give the parameters we need. Once that's done, you have like this is the part on which I need to have that structure. Like this is the conformal or the curves of it, you can say. And based on that, I extract my faces. Like these are the faces I need. Once that's done, so I will orient it accordingly. And you can see I have that. It depends on how the structure is and how it would look after multiplying. So that's the structure. But after multiplying, you can see more circular structure. So that's how easy it is to create your own structure. And if this is a workflow that's done, and how automated it can be, just need to change the import part. And once you change the import part, like you change the unit cell over here, the whole workflow will change and you will get a final part as you need. So that becomes like the one-time process of creating a workflow, and then it's just like automating and like moving forward. Any other question?
I hope your question has been answered, Hariharan. If you have any further questions, you can always shoot it out in the chat itself. Can we have another poll question, please? Is there any product or component you wish to apply 3D textures immediately to? If you want another demo, you can always choose a third option. We are glad we could help you, Hariharan. Okay, for people who've been answering, I want more demo on my part, you'll have to reach out to us separately if you need some help with that part. Yeah, most of them want more demo on their part.
Surely we can help with that. We reach us to
Yeah,
us. We can
Pranav
arrange
will
a
be able to help.
queries.
And for those who do not, we really hope you have a part soon, so we can help you with that as well. Okay, I think we are done with the polling questions. If at all there is a webinar, if at all there is a topic that you would like for us to cover in the upcoming webinars, maybe the industry specific webinar like healthcare or medical implants or automotive, even for the education industry, we are planning a lot more in the coming months or the near future. Please let us know. You have another question, Pranat?
Can we import a online available texture file and apply? Yeah, you're sure. If it's in a format of like on format of a solid part of HTL, you can definitely bring it over here and put on your workflow. And there are many workflows already available on Entopology. Once you have your demo trial version, you can try it out there.
Okay, thank you so much everyone for joining us today. We hope you had an insightful session. There are a number of more webinars that are lined up for every industry that we are part of. We would keep you tuned in through the emails. You could also follow us on LinkedIn. And if at all there is any query regarding designing or 3D texturing, latticing using NTOP, or just working around the next generation modeling software, do reach out to us on either of our social media channels or through the email. We'll be glad to help you through it. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we would end this webinar now.